And welcome back to Late Night Love. Tonight we are stepping into the deep end. A young woman heading to law school while her boyfriend drifts. A partner who won't talk about a life-changing diagnosis. A boundary crossed while drunk. Sex that feels complicated, disconnected, or simply not good. A confusing STI test. And the question of whether substances change intimacy. How's that a question? These are the moments that force us to comfort who we are with others and who we are becoming. But before all of that, send us your questions, comments, suggestions to love@latenightLove.us. You can find past shows and etc., except for last week's, at latenightLove.us. Sorry, I didn't get to last week's yet. Haven't updated the website this week. Even though the live show's on, I did get that updated.
Ooh, good.
So you can still catch us live you can catch the live show, the last live show on latenightLove.us. You can catch the whole flipping thing there. So that's where we've got all started. Did I miss something? Oh, and you can do us a favor and hit the like, subscribe, share buttons, things. Do us all that good, fun stuff for us. Okay, I think that's it. Did I cover everything? Did I miss something?
No, I think you got it.
Are we sure? Are we sure? Because I've got all kinds of stuff I can talk. Like, I forgot to put all these things in.
Ooh.
I forgot to go through these, and I said that. So I got a couple of these things in. So there we go. Hey, man. It's been a long week for me.
It's been a very long week.
Last week
was all about testing for 3 days.
Oh God. Well, in the last 10 days, my transmission blew up. My knee broke. So it's been a long 10 days.
It has.
All right. So anyway, it's been a long 10 days, and I'm trying not to be whiny about it.
I think you're doing very well.
So we're going to try. See how that goes. And every now and again I forget. Like, my leg is just sitting here in this brace, and I try to move it. Oh, yeah, that's right. Why does that feel so weird? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. Hey, man, I'm distracted. I'm trying to do a TV show here. All right, what's next?
All right. I'm going to law school, but my boyfriend plays video games all day and never went to college. How long is it fair to wait?
Okay.
Hun.
Does he not, like, have a normal job or something?
No.
Because I don't know what never went to college doesn't mean anything. It's not relevant. It's just...
Well, she's thinking long term, you know.
But that's still not relevant. If he could go out and get a job as an electrician apprentice today and be making more money than she is before she makes more money than she'll ever make in law as a lawyer than by the time she gets out of law school. Now, does he have the motivation to do that? Clearly not. But he could. He could go as a plumber's apprentice and in 3 years be making $100,000 a year. Now, he'd be working 10 hours a day as a plumber. But, again, so the never went to college thing is not relevant in terms of having...
and lawyers don't do at least 60 hours a week.
And you don't make squat for 3 years.
I know.
You know? So, lawyers don't start making money till 5-6 years in, right?
Yeah.
So... The problem isn't even that he's playing video games all day if he's turning that into an income stream, right? If he's streaming to Twitch and has a following and he's getting people to either donate or enough people to watch the ads that he has an income stream, then that's a job. Right? That's actually a complicated job. Lots of people, that's their career until it's not.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of careers, right?
Yeah.
I did this for 12 years, and all of a sudden I'm not doing that anymore because it no longer pays the bills.
Yeah.
But happens all the time, regardless of the career. But it doesn't appear that that's what's happening.
I think her mind is already made up.
Oh, probably.
Because just by what she said, wait, I'm waiting. What are you waiting for? You know, obviously for him to go to college
Well,
and get a white collar job.
No, I think maybe she's waiting for him to have some ambition. I don't necessarily think she cares if he had ambition.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what she can't deal with, that he has no ambition. And if he has no ambition and she's ambitious, she's a 21-year-old woman going to law school already. Mm-hmm. She's full of ambition. She's a type A personality. What is she doing with an artist type? Unless she's looking for a house husband, a homemaker, the polar opposite, right? Which is perfectly fine. Have no problems with it.
You know, this could work for you.
Yes, but if he's focused on playing video games instead of taking care of the house and doing all those other things.
Well, that's not going to work.
No. So the problem is his lack of ambition.
Okay.
If he was going, I'm going to be the best house husband thing you can, but hey, why we don't have any kids yet or anything, so while I'm doing that, I'm going to, find something to do. You should be finding something to do, just like you would expect a 20-year-old woman in the same place with a 20-year-old, potential lawyer.
Yeah.
You still expect her to work on herself. She's not a complete human being yet. They're 20. You're physically complete, sure, but you're not evolved yet. You've got to go become what you're going to become. You've got to go start working on that. You have to have some ambition as to go to that. And again, unless he is working on, streaming and turning his video game playing into a career, which can be done. Lots of people do it.
Yeah.
But unless that's the path he's on, and actually on, not some dream, so I'm waiting for someone to discover me. I'm actually going off and doing this myself. I'm actually taking steps. I have a following, all that kind of stuff. He's got routines and everything you need to do that. She wants to have ambition. And if he doesn't have ambition, look, you're 20 and 21. This is likely not the long-term relationship anyway. So don't make it into one, and is my suggestion. This is called a boyfriend for a reason. It should never go farther than that.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you're 21. What, are you going to get married?
Yeah.
No. You're not ready to get married.
No, and it's not good for him, frankly, for him to sit around with no ambition. So
yeah,
this is one of those cases where leaving him actually might do him some favors.
I mean, this dude has project written all over him.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you cannot project in ambition. That's either got to come from internal or it's not. And so he either has ambition or he doesn't. She can't.
No. But she's not gonna be okay with that.
No.
Just letting him be.
No.
She's gonna work on an improvement plan.
Which would be fine if he had ambition. Then he would take she would help. He would take her things and incorporate them, and they could work together to help build him up too. It would be great. It could work just fine if he had ambition, but he doesn't appear to have any, which is the fundamental problem.
My point is she's going to be frustrated.
Yeah, which is my point, is it's not a long-term relationship. This is a booty call at best. All right.
Good.
All right.
I just went through a life-threatening medical experience and subsequent life-changing diagnosis, and my partner will not talk to me about it.
They're scared, or they can't take it. Some people can't emotionally take it, and they shut down. It's not even their fault. We can blame them because we need them, but essentially the world is asking more of them than they can do. And the other one is just being scared and you don't know what to do. And so when you're scared, you don't know what to do. You stick your head in the sand. That one you can deal with, right? Fear you can deal with. But if they're just simply overwhelmed, there's not much you can do.
You can't make them talk about it?
No. So I guess the question is it fear, Is it a fear-based thing, right? They're afraid of losing you, and if they don't deal with it, they don't have to deal with it, and and to stick the head in the sand and let the world come by, and next time I look up, maybe life will be different. That's kind of that's the ostrich theory, right? It's just it'll pick on somebody else. That can be dealt with. But it's hard to know which one these are.
Do you think counseling
we also don't know,
might be helpful?
Well, we don't know how old they are. If they're younger people, then okay, this is actually more expected because someone in their 20s don't know what to do with this. Mm-hmm. Right? What do? They call their mother and ask them what to do. Or their father and ask them what to do. They don't have the slightest idea. But there comes a point when if you're a 50-year-old person, you've never had to deal with this, you don't have your mother to call, and you're the people call what to do, and you haven't got the slightest flipping idea what to do. And so now you're scared, and you've shut down the person that needs you the most because you don't know how to deal with it. The other part of that is that usually only lasts, even by itself, will only last a week or two, right? It's one of those things that won't last very long because eventually their base humanity comes out of them, and over time they're able to kind of start facing life.
It slowly seeps in.
It slowly sleeps in. So what to do, I guess, is the question is what to do. It depends. It really depends on what your needs are. If you just need to kind of get it out, actually, I do have a suggestion. There's support groups for all kinds of medical diagnosis, everythings. So go find your local support group and talk to people who have gone through this exact thing and see what they did. Because I think you're going to find out that this is far more common than you think it is.
I have heard about it. I have heard about men, breast cancer diagnosis, and he just can't handle it. He just jets, And 6 months later, he comes back. I am so sorry.
Yeah, he got overwhelmed. Didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And he didn't have his mother to call and ask, right? That's generally speaking, so you don't have a mother or a sister or someone to call and ask, well, what do I do? I don't know what to do. And, I need instructions, and there's no instructions, right? There's no set of instructions for this kind of crap, except there are, but that's a whole different discussion. They have pamphlets and everything. They actually do have instructions. You just have to look for them. But you get it, right? This is a panic. So in a sense, it's very human to kind of panic and shut down, right? But at the same time, you need your partner to not panic and shut down at that moment. That's the moment you need them to not panic and shut down. So what do you do about that thing? A little bit of grace both ways, I suppose, is how that works out. But look for a support group and find out the people who are dealing with it, same thing you are, and you'll find out that they have the same story, and you'll find out the whole wide rainbow of how people did and didn't deal with it and the outcomes, and you can choose one that seems closest to what you need, or create your own unique disaster, right? Because, generally these things, whatever we decide to do, it becomes a disaster, and you just clean up that disaster, and that's how you get through it.
And when you go to a group, do not be afraid to share, because in those meetings, generally, they'll tell you it's about the newcomer. It really is. They're there to listen.
Yeah. So, and I'm not a big group therapy thing, but that's the one time when those groups are very helpful. So you can relate that, all right, everything I'm going through is not just unique to me or to my situation. It's a human thing, and I don't know. Some becomes easier to deal with when you know it's a human thing rather than a me thing. Yeah, it's not just my partner. It's not just me. This seems to be a trait with humanity.
It doesn't feel so heavy.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah, it just feels like, oh, this is just humans stumbling through life because, well, humans stumble through life.
This is what we do. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And best of luck to you. Okay.
I crossed a boundary with a friend while drunk. How do I move forward? They're both 19. He kissed her just on a whim. And she just did not kiss back.
Okay. Well, then you ignore it as best you can. If that's the thing.
Ignore it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when you wish you were drunk enough that you don't remember doing it. That's essentially that's your story and you're sticking to it.
It did.
Yeah.
Don't get drunk.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're 19.
Yeah, that's the better question. Okay.
Okay, my boyfriend is amazing, but the sex is terrible.
Well, you're half of that equation.
You know, it's been my experience from the very beginning that men like to be given, I like this. I want to do that. Can we do this? I don't like that. They love that.
Yeah, because we don't have to guess. Guessing is terrible because the last thing you want to do is guess wrong in the moment, right? That's not when you want to. That's not a time when you want to be guessing wrong. It's not a time when you want to be guessing, frankly. But you sure in the hell don't want to be guessing wrong. So, little information goes a long way at that stage. But I always remember if you're half the equation, so deal with your half of the equation.
Teach him. For heaven's sake.
Well, it's not only that. How about you take maybe that's the problem. Maybe she's expecting too much without giving too much. Who knows?
She's a pillow princess?
It's entirely possible. Not saying she is, not saying she isn't. I'm just saying to honestly examine her side of the equation.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying his side of the equation is not broken. I'm just saying to examine her side of the equation. Because terrible, I find it hard to believe that sex is ever terrible unless both sides of the equation are broken. Because bad sex is better than no sex, right? So terrible sex, you both have to be doing something wrong. If you both wanted to be there, you both decided to engage, and it's terrible, you're both doing something wrong.
Something's happening here.
Because that's that's all I'm saying. That's all I want to say. All right.
Okay, my boyfriend makes sex super complicated. I don't know the way to go from here. He micromanages her.
Well, see, we talk about broken sex.
I think, is he a closet dom? Is he trying to dominate her?
Maybe. It's hard to know. Or he could just have his thing and doesn't know any other way to But here's the thing. At this point, unlike the other one, where, this is still where you've got one person's side of the equation is, in this particular case, overly complicated. So if one person needs an overly complicated combination, shall we say, overly complicated calculation, the other person wants something more simple, and you're not math. Your math isn't mathing in this relationship.
Okay.
So he needs someone who likes that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't like that kind of micromanaging.
She can't take it.
No. So maybe these two people need to switch and ask a couple of questions. Need to change boyfriends. Again, we go back to the thing. You finding your right partner is probably the better things where your wants, needs, and stuff are all kind of relatively,
in the ballpark.
In the ballpark at least.
Yeah. Okay.
Or at least the person whose wants and needs are outside of the ballpark realizes they're outside of their ballpark, and you say, "Yeah, it's not worth it." For the the rest of the relationship is so good that outside of the ballpark, sex isn't worth the looking for that isn't worth the losing the rest of it. So because there's arguments there that how much is that worth? Okay.
Well, that is an argument.
Yeah.
Okay. I tested positive for chlamydia, but my only partner tested negative.
Mm-hmm.
So how did she get it?
Just because sexually transmitted diseases are the main way things get transmitted doesn't mean they're the only way things get transmitted. So there was some other circumstance, and I forget my memory on how chlamydia is transmitted is not great, but there does seem to me that there was other ways than sex to get that. So, frankly, just how it happens. Let's take a look. Let's actually do something right here, right now.
Okay, let's do it right now.
Let's see. So,
ways to get chlamydia other than sex. Here we go. Okay, let's see. During childbirth,
contaminated hands, touching eyes. There you go.
sharing contaminated sex toys, even without intercourse, very rare. Exposure to certain non-sexual close contact environments, shared towels, poor sanitation, flies. Ugh.
So what happened is you got a contaminated surface and then you touched your face.
Yeah.
Touched your eyes. It is
Something.
is how it happens. Frankly, that's how I got hepatitis. So it is what it is. So luckily, chlamydia is frankly treatable.
Very treatable.
So treat it and move on.
Yeah. Let it go.
So, all right.
Okay. Does weed and being...
Well, I do want to cut.
Last question.
Let's go back. Unless, of course, this person is actually did have more than one partner and is just trying to look for other excuses. But let's be honest, as someone who knows that you can get these things other than sex, just because it's rare doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So wash your hands. Stop touching your face if you really want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm still bad at. You think I would have learned my lesson?
Stop it.
Okay.
Okay, last question. Does weed and being high make sex that much better? Never did anything for me.
These are always person dependent, right?
They really are.
You know, some people and with weed, type dependent, right? So
It could be strain dependent.
yeah, it could be.
You could get one that, does it, and then you never come across that strain again.
Or it could work one time and not another because life's like that. So,
And your hormones and all this kind of good shit.
but generally speaking, if you put any foreign, anything that changes your thought perceptions is going to change how you perceive sex. So now how wide that change is going to be, it's going to depend on all the factors involved. So that's the simple answer.
In other words, maybe.
Well, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So there will have some reaction. Are you going to notice it? Don't know. But it will have one. All right. All righty. So, as we close tonight, remember this. You are allowed to want a life that feels fair, a love that feels steady, and a relationship that feels safe. You're allowed to grow. You're allowed to ask for more, not because you're demanding, but because you're human. Thanks for spending your night with us. Take care of your heart. Take care of your rest. And as always, have a good night. And please remember to love everybody.